we're going to have a grocery discovery. Let's go fill up our cart with some pumpkins and maybe a mum or two. What I'm going to share with you today, which is how to make your own pumpkin spice. And what you may not realize is how brain boosting these ingredients are. But first, we have to check out the pumpkin patch. I'm always in favor of adding decorations to my home, and then I never carve them ever because I want to dehydrate them or can it so I can enjoy pumpkin throughout the entire year. It is such a soothing, comforting food, and now we even learned that it's brain boosting. Well, I enjoyed gathering the pumpkins and the mums, just my favorite time of the year. Just makes such a great arrangement, decorating, and then, of course, enjoying the pumpkins when it's time to cook them. This pumpkin I actually got out of my compost pile. I had a huge supply of compost delivered to my home so I can start using it in my greenhouse, and these little pumpkins grew from that compost pile. So you know a compost pile is full of seeds. Well, this is what I gathered from it. So I hope you enjoy also gathering pumpkins and mums and just decorating your home, especially for Sukkot that's coming up and other holidays. So if a recipe calls for pumpkin pie spice and you say, well, I don't have that, I'm going to have to go buy it. Typically, when it's a already put together spice, the cost can be higher than it needs to be. We can make our own with the spices we already have on hand. And that's what I'm going to teach you today. So we're going to do that. So the recipe is 1/4 cup of cinnamon. Now you may have heard that cinnamon helps to balance blood sugar. Well, it does more than that. It actually helps to boost memory. Now, please go back and watch my video on how to choose the best cinnamon. It makes all the difference in the world. Not just any cinnamon can balance blood sugar and boost brain function. It has to be the right one. Our next ingredient is ginger. We're going to add 2 tablespoons of ground ginger. Now, you could dehydrate your own ginger and grind it up. You could do that, or you could just buy it. Now, ginger is really good for women who are post-menopause. It just really helps with focus, memory, and all of that. To this, we're going to add our nutmeg. All of the other ingredients, the nutmeg, the cloves, and the allspice are 2 teaspoons each. You can vary this up to however you enjoy it the most. All of these, like I said, are antioxidants, and they've all been proven to help us with memory, focus, and less anxiety. So, all right, that means we need some pumpkin pie spice in everything we make this fall.
Struggling with cravings, fatigue, or confusion about your health? You're not alone. But you don't have to stay stuck. Get the free Bible Health ebook and discover 7 powerful steps to real, lasting transformation God's way. Break emotional eating. Learn what truly satisfies. Align your health with God's truth. This is your breakthrough. Get your free Bible Health ebook now on the website, thebiblicalnutritionist.com. It's time to take the first step toward vibrant health, both physically and spiritually.
So I'm going to add the cloves. Now, these are freshly ground cloves. Now, if you watched my video on the mock mill, you'll realize that mock mill can actually grind your cinnamon sticks and your cloves. Now, if you have allspice in the little berries, the dried berries before it's been ground up, it would grind that for you as well. So we're just going to stir this up, and it's just pretty much going to take on the color of cinnamon since they're all close to the same hues of brown. And that's how simple it is. Okay, it really smells good in here. I wish you could smell this. Now, just find a spice jar, maybe one that you've saved from spices that you've used in the past. These are really cute little mason jars with a handle. I love these. So I'm just going to put my funnel there and just pour this in and then store this in my cabinet. Now, I'm going to show you how to make the most delicious fall smoothie ever. Now, I switched over to my very old funnel. It always works for me. It has worked for me for many, many years. And so I'm just going to go ahead and put this in. What I have here is I have 1.5 cups of my coconut milk. I have videos on how to make your own milks, nut milks, and even coconut milk, oat milk. You might want to watch that because it's so much more economical than buying it pre-made. Here I have my dehydrated pumpkin. So instead of adding canned pumpkin, I could just throw in my dehydrated pumpkin for that boost of creaminess. I'm going to use ice because my fruit is not frozen. So in here, I've got my apple. I've got an organic apple that's been cleaned really well so I can use the peelings and get the pectins for the fiber and the prebiotic. And I've got a banana in there. And my smoothies are never complete without pecans. So there we have our pumpkin spice. We're just going to make this up, and it's going to be such a delicious pumpkin smoothie. I'm going to be using my travel smoothie blender. We take this everywhere we go. I actually have 2 different ones because we travel so much. I'm going to go ahead and add in my coconut milk. I'm going to add in my fruit. For this size blender, I really can't go too much overboard on what I add. So this is definitely just a 1 serving blender. The banana just adds such a creaminess to it. I'm going to add in my pecans. Like I said, no smoothie is complete without pecans. And then I want to add about a teaspoon. You could add less. I'm just going to take the lid off so I can pour it in a little bit more liberally. I'm going to add that in. And the way this blender works, you can actually just use this as your drinking glass, or you could pour it back in. Sometimes I will split it between my husband and I when we're traveling, but I really prefer to have this much for myself, and I'm not really in the mood to share right now. So this is my pumpkin flavored banana apple smoothie that I just am going to love enjoying. One more food tip I want to teach you about the pumpkin spice, or pumpkins in general, is that actually it was made most popular by the Sephardic Jews. Sephardic Jews are Jews from Spain. Well, what happened was the pumpkins, yes, they were discovered in Central America. Those were taken back to Spain by the early explorers, and it was the Jewish culinary experts, they took it and really started going with it and really enjoying it and putting it into recipes. So today it's very common to have pumpkin flavored dishes at Shabbat or even Rosh Hashanah. So enjoy some pumpkin today. I hope you make the spice for yourself. What is your favorite way of serving this? What do you put it in? Do you put it in you can make a chia pudding. You could add it to waffles, pancakes. You could add it to muffins, biscuits, cookies. Anytime you're asked for cinnamon, you could just use your pumpkin pie spice. So you could put it in your tea, your coffee, your smoothies, as I showed you. So many things. I can't wait to make some chia pumpkin pudding and using my spice with that. Make sure you label it because you want to make sure you know it's pumpkin pie spice and not just cinnamon. Now, for those of you who are like, I just don't like ginger, leave it out. You don't have to have it. If you're like, nutmeg's a little strong for me, then cut it in half. You could so make this your own pumpkin pie spice. Enjoy it. Put it in your apple pie, your pumpkin pudding, pumpkin soup, pumpkin bread, you name it. No limit to how you can use this. And it is definitely a flavor that creates that satisfying comfort when we eat it, because it turns on those neurotransmitters for relaxation. And that's why it works like it does. That's why we all look forward to pumpkin flavored everything in the fall. Maybe we should just have fall all year round. Well, thanks for letting me share this with you today. I can't wait to read your comments. How did you use the pumpkin pie spice? Thanks for watching.
Struggling with cravings, fatigue, or confusion about your health? You're not alone. But you don't have to stay stuck. Get the free Bible Health ebook and discover 7 powerful steps to real, lasting transformation God's way. Break emotional eating. Learn what truly satisfies. Align your health with God's truth. This is your breakthrough. Get your free Bible Health ebook now on the website, thebiblicalnutritionist.com. It's time to take the first step toward vibrant health, both physically and spiritually.